Where to start? One thing many successful people have in common is that they set goals. Athletes are no different. Whether it's the goal of a certain weight to lift, time to beat, championship to win, or any other goal, they set them and figure out a path to get there. You, or your child, may have the goal of becoming a professional athlete. That is a lofty goal only achieved by a distinct few. It requires years of focus, dedication, and hard work. And even then, the goal may end up out of reach. The goal of being a college athlete is much more attainable. It still requires focus, dedication, and hard work, but the opportunities are more plentiful. Even then, approximately less than 8% of high school athletes end up playing in college. Now, not every athlete wants to play in college, so this number is a bit skewed. There are plenty of folks who enjoy playing at a high level, but choose to not let it be a factor in their college decision-making process. If you have decided that playing at the college level is something that you really would like to do, and it is a component of your college decision process, then you must be willing to learn, be realistic about the process, and get ready to put in the work. What schools are right for me? As an athlete, you have invariably had games where you were the far better team, and conversely had games where you didn't stack up. With NCAA Division I being seen as the pinnacle of college talent, many athletes put that as their main goal. Note that many top D2, D3, and NAIA schools could beat D1 programs, and even junior colleges have defeated D1 schools. There's nothing wrong with setting that as your goal, but to ensure success, it helps to be realistic about your prospects. NCAA Division I programs tend to recruit top-level talent from the best programs in the country, and many outside of the country. Not everyone has the skills, size, and strength to compete at that level, and that's okay. There are amazing opportunities at all levels. In fact, there are schools every year almost begging for kids to come play at their program. Two things to remember. First, don't lock yourself into only looking at one type of school. And second, if you want it bad enough, there is most certainly a place out there for you to play. Regardless, you need to be honest with yourself about how committed you are to compete at the collegiate level. Even if you were the best player on your high school or club team, everything gets more intense. The training, the competition, and the commitment needed to succeed. Before we dive deeper, we must first assess your commitment. Are you ready to commit to being a college athlete? Your experience as an athlete at the collegiate level will differ significantly compared to your high school or club experience. Training and practices become more intense, your competition is advanced, academics are closely monitored, and most of your time is spent with your teammates. This includes your off-season and holidays. You'll find yourself more successful with your recruiting journey if you know beforehand the expectations and time commitments required of college athletes. The commitment, work, and dedication needed for the program varies depending on the school. We'll cover more about that and discuss the multiple divisions shortly, but it's good to know where you're at when it comes to your student-athlete experience and what you want it to look like for yourself. Where do I stand? You have to be honest with yourself about your level of talent. You've likely played against hundreds or even thousands of other players in your time as an athlete, but keep in mind there are tens of thousands of players looking to continue their athletic careers at the collegiate level. Acknowledging where you stand will make it easier to set yourself up for success by focusing on the right schools, conferences, and divisions. Though it may be difficult to assess your current level of ability, there are a few ways you may be able to test it. Your high school or club coach is usually the best first source. Not every coach is well versed in collegiate level requirements, but they have likely cycled through enough players to have a general understanding. Another idea is to go watch the games for yourself. It will become clear whether or not you could compete alongside the current talent. Camps are also a great way to get an idea, along with other paid services that are available on the market. Though it can be tough to predict your performance ability in 2 or 3 years, there are plenty of ways to figure out where you currently stand athletically. However, that means you will need to honestly evaluate yourself, and the best way to do that is to compete with other talented athletes. High school and club teams will often find tough competition that typically turn out to become college athletes. For those who already compete against skilled athletes, every game is an opportunity to size themselves up against the competition. However, many schools and clubs won't have this opportunity while competing in smaller divisions. This is where it becomes crucial to find camps, summer leagues, club teams, or even elite-level competitions to give yourself time to play against more advanced athletes. While understanding your level of talent is a great place to start when searching for a school, don't forget that your perfect match is going to be where you fit athletically, academically, and socially. You may find yourself with the talent to compete at a Division I level, but that doesn't mean it will be your best fit academically or socially. Always keep all 3 factors at the forefront of your mind while building your list of ideal schools. Visiting campuses and doing your research online will be a great way to ensure all 3 factors are met. Making the transition to college athletics. Transitioning from high school to college is a major adjustment for any student, but the significant difference between high school and college athletics is a monumental one. Oftentimes the question becomes, how much harder can it be? We've put together 6 key differences between high school and college sports. Number 1. The training is much more intense. As a freshman in college, you'll be training alongside and competing against other athletes that are bigger, faster, stronger, and more skilled than you're used to seeing. It is rare for a freshman to be the best on the team. Number 2, it's important to remember that everyone is talented. Every athlete on the team is there because they've invested significant time and energy into their sport. There is little to no room for mistakes or lack of concentration, and you need to earn your spot on the team. From the coach's point of view, the team is ran like a business. If you're underperforming or not showing up, you'll be replaced. Number 3, time management skills are non-negotiable. Between your hours of practice, games, traveling, and keeping on path academically, being a college athlete means your free time is extremely limited. In fact, during their season, D1 athletes will find themselves devoting up to 80 hours or more per week to their academics and athletics. Although D2, D3, and NAIA schools tend to offer more of a balance, athletes at all division levels will need to learn and understand how to manage the commitment between their academics, athletics, and social life. Number 4, your college team encompasses your life. Your teammates become more than your friends. They become your family and support system. You will live, eat, train, travel, study, and attend classes with them, as well as spend most of your holiday breaks with them. Number 5, your coach is heavily involved in your academics. Aside from making sure your classes don't interfere with practice and games, your coaches will also keep tabs on academic requirements, mandatory study hours, and hold you to a minimum GPA so that you can continue to play. In some cases, depending on the school, coaches will actually receive a bonus based on their team's successes academically. Number 6, there are some major perks to being a college athlete beyond the potential of landing a scholarship or NCAA financial aid. Athletes are typically allowed to register for classes early, they have access to state-of-the-art fitness and nutrition centers, train with top coaches, travel to colleges nationwide, and often get a significant amount of free sports gear. Does the league I play in matter? For an example, once upon a time, high school soccer received a lot of scouting. Today, almost all recruiting happens at the club level. Every now and again, coaches will visit high school games to give a player they've already seen a second look. In some cases, for smaller divisions, coaches will still visit high school games, but in reality, playing only high school soccer is not typically enough to get recruiting attention. After interviewing dozens of college coaches, we've learned most will recruit at the top events in MLS Next, ECNL, and the Girls Academy. Many also look at various USYS events like the National League, E64, Regional, and National Cups. Many regionally focused schools will look at other leagues like EDP, DPL, etc. There are also a few independent, non-league tournaments that many schools like to visit, such as Jefferson Cup, Mayor's Cup, Players Showcase, Surf Cup, the Raleigh Showcase, and others. While many coaches have focused their efforts at these events, that doesn't mean you won't get recruited if you don't attend them. Additionally, many coaches have also confirmed that they like to look where others aren't. Regardless, most of getting seen by coaches starts with you reaching out to them, which we will talk about more later. No matter what, the first real step is to start digging through the 1,500-ish programs that are out there to find ones that might be a fit for you.